Hello, everybody. Welcome in the Bullpen, brought to you by Hilltop Office Supplies. Eric Ballner, Michael Dunn. We got some weird facial hair action going on here. I was going to comment on that last week. What's going on here?
I'm not really sure, to be honest, but...
you played at a jazz club on Fridays or something like that?
It's taken like 6 weeks for this to come through.
How long do you think this takes me to grow?
A week?
Yeah, if that.
Yeah,
it comes in fast.
You're a hairy man. It takes me forever. This is the first hair I've had on my face in 50 years.
Wow.
And it feels...
Are you getting good feedback?
Yeah, I am actually. I'm getting some feedback on it, so a bit of mixed feedback. But,
I don't believe you.
No,
I like it. Jazz club. Jazz styles. Enough about jazz. Should we talk some baseball?
Let's get in it, man. Let's get in it.
Hilltop Hot Topics, and then we're going to bring on Darren Peacock, a.k.a. Numbers, he's at Kensington now, was at Northern Districts before, was coaching there, but he had that video going around of him playing on a prosthetic leg.
Pulling a hamstring.
Then he pulled a hamstring, yeah. So we'll talk to him about, we'll talk to Darren about how he's got back playing baseball for the time being. But let's start with the Hilltop Hot Topics. And I want to talk, Dunny, about Southern Districts, and not just the Division I team in the State League, but also the women's team, because that's kind of the it club in the first 2 weeks of the season. They're the only undefeated team in both Division I. The women's team trounced Woodville, who we were gushing about. I called them a wagon, so you know what happens. Yeah, that's a problem.
That's an early wagon, too.
Yeah,
that's a really early wagon.
I know, and they lost 13-5.
Sorry, Woodville.
So South look really good. They're hitting in there, and their Division I state team, they're now 2-0. They had a hard-fought win over Northern Districts, who look a lot better last year. But what's going on at South, do you think?
Yeah, well, they're the only Division I team in both men's and women's that haven't lost.
Yep.
So that's good for them. I mean, their culture's good. They've got a good nucleus of people down there now that have helped the club grow a little bit too, and their confidence is up. Their teams are winning, and that's all you can do right at this time of year, right? And the early wins are important. That you're going to have some games later in the year, the twilight games. You always have an upset somewhere that you get beaten by someone. But if you win some games early, it doesn't matter so much if you lose a twilight game here or there.
They do have a good club culture. So my question for you is, in baseball, it's weird, right? When I'm watching footy or I'm watching, ice hockey, it's so obvious the team element to the game. It's very physical. You have to work as a unit up and down the ice, up and down the field, whatever it is. In baseball, it's just a bunch of one-on-one battles. So, they've obviously got something going on team chemistry-wise there. Does team chemistry even matter in baseball at all?
Yeah, it does.
Why?
It's a culture thing and it's a chemistry thing. It's a confidence, culture, chemistry. All three are really important. That you have your confidence in the guy behind you. If you get put on, you have the confidence with the guy behind you to do the job for you. So it's not all about just you. It's a very individual game. We understand that with the one-on-one battles, but the team culture and the team unity and everyone on the same page there for the same reason is really important between, can sometimes be the difference between winning and losing.
So it's like if we're batting next to each other in the lineup and I trust you to do your job, then I can be a bit more selfless with what I'm doing at the plate appearance, whereas maybe if I didn't trust you, I'd be, swinging at things, just trying to do everything myself sort of thing?
Yeah, know your role. I mean, we talk about it at higher levels. Know your role, know what you can and what you can't do. We have the leadoff guy's not expected to go up there and hit a home run every time he goes up. Go up and do your job. Get on. Let the other guys work you around. So that's the team element of it. So you need to have your job that you do with your team, and then let the other guys do their job. And if that all gels, then you'll win a lot more games than you lose.
On the theme of team chemistry, take a look at Glen Elg and how they're going lately. Last year, remember, they started 0-7. Since then, they have been absolutely rolling. So they finished the year hot, right? They finished 13-9-1. They missed the finals by just 3 points. Wish they had those 7 games back. They started 1-0-1. They just tied West Torrens. And of those losses, 6 of them have been by 2 runs or less. So they're losing close games. You can see how good Jaden Eldridge is going, the young kid. And now I guess this is his 3rd full season playing in Division I. Glen Elg are maybe a bit overlooked by us.
They are a sneaky, definitely. They have an import pitcher as well who he's still sort of getting his sea legs, as we say. Hasn't been here very long, so he'll only get better for them. He wasn't overly effective on the weekend for them, but he'll get better. And Glenelg are playing really good baseball at the moment, and that, as you said, that's probably the best run in the last half of last year, the start of this year, that a club has had or is having, and And they definitely would have made the finals if they didn't start 0-7 last year. They definitely would have made the finals.
Good measuring stick game this week. Filip Kapka is their import, by the way. He is playing against his other Czech national team compatriot in Martin Music at Sturt this weekend. That's a good measuring stick for Glenelg this weekend. That'll
show us where, Sturt are perennial slow starters, so they'll start to get into their groove a little bit now too. So it'll be a good stepping stone to see where Glenelg are at this time of year. And if they can pick up a sneaky win against Sturt, they're certainly on their way to the right place.
So this drove the North American in me crazy again on the weekend. 6-6, West Torrens, Glenelg, back and forth, arm wrestle. Glenelg up, West Torrens up. Glenelg almost came back. They didn't. Glenelg take the lead. West Torrens tied up. It goes to extra innings. It gets dark, and it's a draw. Yeah, that kills me, man.
It kills me too, and I'm sure we'll be having a conversation about that in the next couple of days about what we do.
We gotta get the speed up rule in, or start the games half an hour. I don't know, whatever it is. We can't have these ties.
The logical thing for me is the international rule, where you just bring it in straight away in the 10th innings, and get a result.
Yeah, let's see if Glenelg could have beat West Torrens. But if they can go through Sturt this weekend and go and win that and be undefeated while playing the reigning premiers and Sturt, look out. Woodville, though, they
my little sneaky team.
They got out of jail again.
They've done it 2 weeks in a row. Now is where it gets interesting for them, because they lose Josh Charles, they lose Todd Van Stensel. So some pretty important pitching to them goes away with the Aussie team, and then starts the ABL season as well. So they need to just hold on and win enough games to get those guys back, play club twilight games, and keep them in the hunt.
And Goodwood lost 9-6 to Woodville, and they are the team that's gone to the grand final last 4 of the last 5 years. They've won one of them. They've been perennially near the top of the standings. They started 0-2. Do we just hold off on the Goodwood panic talk until we see how they go against Port this weekend?
Yeah, I think we do. It's very early, but
you have some gossip.
Well, no, you have some information, but it's also this will test how their depth is. Right, this will see how their depth is, and we know from the weekend that Cresswell got hurt, or he's got a sore arm and is struggling a little bit. So another bat, you put that bat out of the lineup with the 3 guys that are not playing, and let's see the percentage of runs then that they've lost if those 4 guys are not playing.
And around the last week, I've had 3 different people, or maybe even 4, come up and say, "You heard who Goodwood's got as their import coming in? Have you heard?"
I do know who they have. Yes.
I don't think we can steal their thunder.
No, I think let's see if anyone can tell us who it is.
If true.
Oh, no, it's definitely true.
Okay, so it's a big in. Goodwood announce it, because if you don't, we're going to talk about it next week.
Yeah, if you don't, you have a week. You have a week to get it out to the public. Otherwise, we'll have an exclusive here next week on who it is.
Perfect. Sounds good. Couple just key notes from around the league. In women's league, Bianca Smith, 3 RBIs with the bat, only 1 earned run allowed. Good rebound game for Glenelg after losing to Woodville in week 1. They win 9-1 over Adelaide. Interesting one here. East Torrens gave Sturt a run for their money. Ella Forster, 4 for 4 with 4 doubles in the game. East Torrens have a lot of those kids that are just getting a lot better, and I think it kind of showed the potential in this game. They're almost there. Not quite there yet, but they're almost there. If they can get that pitching just a bit more consistent, I think East Torrens are going to be a tricky team to beat.
Well, they just got to keep every week they play, they'll get better, right? And they just need to understand that they're gonna test some teams, and they'll win some games. They might even win some games they're not expected to win. But if you keep going out there and you keep getting hits and you keep scoring runs, eventually you're gonna win.
Correct. And speaking of eventually going to win, Northern Districts, they lose 2-1 to Southern Districts. They left 12 runners on base. I had a good chat with their 2 imports, Alex Ashby and Craig Batchelor, and they said they're pretty confident. That win's going to be coming pretty soon. They were in the game, obviously, 12 runners left on base. That's going to be that club's going to go nuts when Norths win, and they're not an easy beat like they were last year.
No, and it's good. It's good for the league to have the imports back out there and playing, and it does tighten up a lot of games where, last year some of those games might have got blown out, and this year they're not getting blown out, which is exactly what we want for the competition.
In Adelaide, we've already seen their import pitch. They brought in another one, Joe Johnson, who pitched very well in the Frontier League, or in the Atlantic League, sorry.
Yep.
He played with guys like Quincy Lattimore at High Point. So he plays in a very good competition. And then they just found a sneaky little college player that played in the Pecos League.
Is that what we're saying?
He batted almost 400 this year. He had 25 stolen bases, and he just happens to have his Australian citizenship. Max Tracy is going to join the club as well. So all of a sudden, that's 3 additions that Adelaide didn't have last year. That's Simsy working the Simsy magic.
Yeah, and that'll certainly put him in the running to have those guys in their lineup, and they'll only be stronger by having those guys in their team, and it'll help their young kids who are in the HP program and that to get better as well. So they're a force to be reckoned with in the next 10 years. Adelaide could be the new team to beat coming down the track.
Here's a look at some of the imports that have really stood out so far. Very early days. Not everybody's played multiple games, but Billy Damon had that no-hit start where he went almost 5 innings. Jordan Kirikawa, by all reports, really, really good at Kensington. Maybe we'll ask Darren about how Jordan looked on the weekend at Kensington. And Kinjiro, he was my pick for a candidate there. He's had a couple innings so far. He hasn't allowed a run. He's got 4 hits in 2 games. You figure that workload's just going to increase. What do you mean by get their sea legs for import talk around here? Is that a common phrase in South Australian baseball?
Well, it's just a time frame changeover, the factor of where they're coming from the other side of the world. They probably haven't done a massive amount of work before they get here. So it'll take, it's like all players. It'll take them a month to get, continually keep throwing, hitting your spots, get your swings in, and eventually they'll just get better and better. We see that in the Super League. When we first start in the Super League, it's a little bit rough and around the edges, and then come later in the year and come finals times, it's really good because people have been at it for 8 or 10 weeks, and you chisel all those little bits off the side, and everyone gets a little bit better and stronger.
And you're curious to see how the batting averages pan out this year? Oh,
there's no doubt the batting averages. I honestly believe that the batting averages will drop 100 points.
100 points.
They'll drop 100 points. Let's say game 15 or game what's halfway through 33.
Yeah.
So let's say game 15
will be the halfway point.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say game 15. Let's see where they were at last year, and let's see where they're at this year. And I almost guarantee you, there's a 100-point difference.
All right. Let's because we'll bring Darren on in a second here, and I'm going to ask him that question about what Jordan looked like for Kensington.
Sure.
He can give us some insights because he's been a Division I coach too, so he'll have an insight on that too. Let's take a quick break. This is brought to you by Hilltop Office Supplies. Numbers on the other side.
Hilltop Office Supplies are here to provide you with all your stationery, sanitary products and office equipment. We are a local business servicing local communities with the ability to offer you and your business the best prices. We offer a large range of office supplies from pens, ink cartridges and toner to monitors, keyboards and laptops. If you can't see it on our website or in our catalogue, ask us and we'll source it for you. We have a partnership with Kaishira Document Solutions where you will find many leasing options available for these state-of-the-art units and plenty to choose from whether you have 5 or 5,000 employees. We offer businesses a one-stop shop for all cleaning, kitchen and bathroom needs. Check out our website at www.hilltopofficesupplies.com.au. Register your business to stay on top of the latest sales and receive member specials. We are baseball people here to support the baseball community.
Numbers, what's going on?
There you go, Eric.
What is that
We're going to
top?
sort this up here. What is this top you got going on?
This is in the bullpen. In the bullpen, brought to you by the Canberra Cavalry tonight.
You come on
all
our
the way
show.
From Canberra.
You wear the Canberra top. You wear the Philadelphia Flyers.
Well,
I know
you're
you're
a Flyers fan.
Yeah, you know I'm a Leaf fan. That's just you just came on here and you stuck the finger up to me when you're walking.
My boy Gally hooked me up with a jersey. I'm always got my jerseys. And
Gally's the Kensington guy.
He's Kenzie guy, so I'm wearing my Gally jersey tonight. So
well, at least it's an Aussie baseball jersey.
At least it's Aussie.
So we'll take with that. Darren, we'll jump right into it. Here's the video that was kind of going around viral. It's got the views keep going up every time you check it. That's you.
Yeah.
This is what was on screen before the leg. So you're playing baseball with a prosthetic leg. When was the last time you played baseball?
Probably 15 years ago, probably at least.
Because you guys would have played against each other back in the day.
played with Dunny back in the day. It's probably been at least 15 years. I think 13 years ago I played an inning or two with Masters, but that was about it. But it's been about a good old 15, 18 years since I've actually played. Just been coaching the last sort of 12, 13 years.
So 2 questions. Where did your leg go? And 2,
Hopefully in the bin.
Yeah, hopefully in the bin.
If you saw it last year.
Was it bad?
Yeah, mate, it was at right angles. There's photos of it. It was pretty shocking. Yeah, foot
So
there,
why'd you get rid of your leg?
Just old injuries, and it took years, like me busting the doctors to chop it off, but they insisted they were going to try and fix it, and they wanted me to stop coaching, stop playing sport for 4 years, rebuild it. I had what was called a Charcot foot. My whole leg was twisted driving trucks all the time and not wearing proper shoes, and my Nikes with no shoelaces and things like that. So, the whole leg sort of ankle was twisted with all the clutches and driving trucks and everything, and they wouldn't chop it off for me, and I was busting them for like 5 years, and then COVID came, and I sort of had a fall at the servo across the road and snapped it, and then I thought, perfect, I've got 6 to 8 weeks off, let's let it heal. Right angles, and then I walked in there with it sideways and said, okay, can we chop it off now? And they gave me a date.
That couldn't have been an easy decision.
No, but it was the pain I was in for the 8 years and putting on weight, and I couldn't coach properly, I couldn't do anything. Like, my life was nothing.
Do you feel better now?
Oh.
Like, what's the difference of your life with the leg that you were born with that was not working
From
too
here
good?
to there.
And now this thing.
Yeah, from here to there, like, my life is 1,000 times better. I'm probably fitter, healthier. I've lost 45 kilos.
Damn.
I'm back playing baseball, for nearly a whole game. Now I'm out for 4 to 6 weeks with a done hamstring. But, I've started a sled hockey program here in SA, so amputees and anyone else can come and play ice hockey, which I've always wanted to do. So I'm running a huge program here in Adelaide. We've been up and running for about 2-3 months now, and so I'm on the ice as well, and loving that. So yeah.
So you have a leg on the table here, and you've got one on. So
yes.
Can you why is there a difference between the legs that you wear in certain situations, or how does that also sort of come
very
about?
different. So the one I got on now is my everyday leg. It's probably top of the range. Got a little torsion ball.
Yep.
But this is not quite a sprint like you see the Paralympians wear a sprinting leg.
Like
and
Pretorius wore, that sort of
pretty
thing?
much.
Yeah.
So it's the same as that, but I have a little bit more balance. So this is more for like cross-country hiking and running. I've got a little split keel in there, so I can adjust to uneven ground and a little bit more balance. And with the foot, you get a lot more balance. With the sprinting leg, you sort of, it's just the blade and you're on your toes and running. And once you run, you've got to stop, and that's it. But yeah, I've just been trialing this for 3 weeks and love it.
That's awesome. And so you wear the running leg when you're playing baseball, obviously.
Yes, but I have been wearing this for the last 2 weeks flat out. I love it. But it's just a trial leg at the moment, and I'll be getting my proper leg coming soon. But I'm supposed to be wearing my everyday one. But I love that for everyday stuff. It's just, it feels natural. Like, a lot of people don't like it because it's very springy, and you got to do a lot more with your knee to control it. But mate, I've been wearing that every day for the last 10 days. I absolutely love it. It's a great leg.
And you get the Ferrari emerald put on the front of it.
Yeah, I'll get something. I might have to get the Kenzie logo on there. But yeah.
And so why'd you decide to get back on the diamond?
I love baseball. Been coaching for years. Couldn't play because injuries and whatnot. So yeah, I just wanted to get out and play baseball. And, inquired about a running leg. Wanted to just get out there and have a go. So.
And so has everybody been like super positive or encouraging with it? Like, what's the reception been for you?
Everyone's
coming
been
back?
encouraging, which just keeps driving me to do more. So
I got a question. Awesome. What do you tell the young kids out there today who are going through what you've been through in some sort of situations that are, a little bit flat and down and don't know how to deal with things in life? What do you tell them?
I just tell them to get out there. Don't people tell you can't do nothing? There's no. You just get out there and do it.
Yep.
It's just all about mindset. Just change your mindset. When I first had my leg off, they said, "Oh, we don't want you playing any contact sport. We don't want you stuffing up the other leg. If you stuff up the other leg or get an injury, you're done." But I'm not listening to that.
And have you been getting some good comments from, like, I know the video got posted around, it was on the BSA page, got put around and being shared all over the place from different baseball worlds. I've seen it shared by, like, people in, like, America that, like, it would have just been like, check this out, Like, what is the reception to that video being?
Yeah, it's been, mind-blowing, actually. It just keeps driving me to keep going and just show people that, there's nothing that can't be done. Just get out and do it.
And have you learned anything about yourself throughout this whole process that maybe you didn't know in the past?
Just change your mindset and just go for it. Just have a go.
Well, it's super inspirational story numbers. Love to see it. Can't wait to see you more out there. Did want to ask you a couple quick Division I questions in general, because you were a coach. You're at Kensington now. You have a role on the board, right?
Yeah, I'm operations manager at the moment. I've stepped away from the coaching so I can focus on playing this year. So,
but in the past, you've been coaching at mainly Norths, right?
Assistant at Kenzie's for the last couple of years and manager, and then 2 years at Henley's, coaching 17s and 3s and managing with 1s and 2s at Henley's, and then Norths for probably 6-7 years out there, head coach running that club.
Yeah, cool. So that big Scott Marshall Cup that's going to come up at November 26th. I mean, you've been around Division I baseball for a long time anyways. Yeah. Port Adelaide versus Northern Districts, the Cubs that he mainly played for. They're having the first ever Scott Marshall Shield or Cup. I'm not too sure what it's called in honor of the former Caps medal winner. How much is that going to mean?
It's going to be huge.
Yeah? In what way?
Mate, he's huge for our club.
Yeah?
Yep.
And like we were kind of talking before, like I think it's going to be like you want to be the first team, like Port Adelaide and Norths, they're both going to be the first, want to be the first name on that shield.
Yeah, no. It's going to be huge, and no doubt Northern Districts will get up with that game. They're going to smash, for Scotty Marshall. So, it's going to be good. Great mate of mine, so, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be cool to see. I'm sure you'll be down there on the 26th when that one comes up.
That's for sure.
Yeah, that'll be cool. And we also talked about Jordan Kurikawa, the Kensington import, before. Did you see him pitch on the weekend?
Yeah, sure. The last couple of innings, I was out celebrating 300 for Darren Roosh at Kenzie's game in the Div 7, and then headed over there. But, he seems focused. He's on the ball, man. He's just dead set focused, throwing down, and he's ready to go. He's got a little bit to warm up with the boys, I think, but he's focused and ready to go. He's going to be something to watch in a couple of weeks.
And he was only here for 3 days, right?
Yeah.
So as I said, that fine tuning things. Give it. Let's ask the same question in a month, and he's probably dealing in a month.
He's going to be unbelievable.
Is Dunny's comment off in terms of saying you think it might be 100 points difference in the batting average? What do you think from your experience?
Hey, no, I'm backing him. Like I've seen, it's going to be a good season.
Because every club has one, right?
Yeah, no, there's some big time pitchers out here this year, so it's going to be good.
So what do you do as a coach to try to like prep your hitters or your up to face maybe pitching they haven't seen in a couple years, really?
Yeah, no, they just got to do their extra work. You got trainings, once or twice a week, but you got to get in that extra work, get in the cage, and make sure you're working on those pitches and do your scouting reports.
Numbers, appreciate you stopping by, Dunny. We always have questions for our guests. Same ones every week. You ready?
We do, yeah. Sporting hero as a child?
Probably Bo Jackson.
Oh. Bo Jackson. We haven't heard that one yet. Yeah, why Bo?
Just, mate, he does it all.
He literally does it.
Bo does it all. Man. He's
Eric, there's probably a lot of people who, with numbers saying that. There's a lot of people who would have no clue who Bo Jackson is. So just tell the viewers at home who he was and what he did and why people love him.
Yeah, Bo Jackson, he was elite in both of the sports, and that was in American football, NFL, gridiron, whatever you want to call it, and baseball as well. Played both the sports at an extremely high level. He could pound the baseball, and that was the expression, right? Yeah. Bo knows. Bo he knows. Could literally do everything. So when did you first come across Bo Jackson, I suppose?
Mate. When I was a young kid, just watching him, and I was into both baseball and NFL back then, and he was just a phenomenal athlete. Yeah. I rate him as the best athlete ever.
And if you haven't, anyone at home's got Foxtel, there's a show called 30 for 30.
Yeah, great one about Bo.
About Bo Jackson. Sit down and watch it, and he is just unbelievable.
He's a beast.
Unreal. What about best sporting event that you've ever been to?
I don't know.
There's got to be a couple in there on your list there.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Mate, you got me on the spot here.
We'll go to the next one.
We'll go. Okay, what about the sporting event that you would love to go to? It's either happened past. You could say like the 1917 World Series.
1975 Flyers win.
You want to go see the Broad Street Bullies play?
My year I was born and watch the Broad Street Bullies win the Stanley Cup. That would be my ultimate.
So you invent the time machine and go back there.
Yep.
And what's blasting? What's going to be your top song or top songs or artist on your Spotify Wrapped when that comes out in a couple weeks? Who have you been smashing out on the tunes this last year?
A lot of the R.A. Rugged Man.
Who's that?
He's been around for probably 30 years, but he just pulled out an unbelievable album just before COVID, and mate, that's just in my car the whole time.
R.A. Rugged Man.
R.A. the Rugged Man.
My God, I'm just getting older and older.
Do you have a best sporting event yet or not?
That I've been to.
You might have to tell me. You might have to tell me.
The St Kilda Wizard Cup here against Adelaide a few years back, probably 10 years, 19. I got all the signed pictures and everything. That was pretty awesome to be there and be a part of the team because I knew a lot of the players.
You're a big Saints guy.
Big Saints guy.
And you and your son Cooper just go off on the Saints.
Big Saints guys.
Big Saints guys. Numbers, really appreciate you taking the time to join us and sharing your story. And we'll see you around the diamond.
No worries. We'll see you there.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers.
Hilltop Office Supplies are here to provide you with all your stationery, sanitary products and office equipment. We are a local business servicing local communities with the ability to offer you and your business the best prices. We offer a large range of office supplies from pens, ink cartridges and toner to monitors, keyboards and laptops. If you can't see it on our website or in our catalogue, ask us and we'll source it for you. We have a partnership with Kaishira Document Solutions where you will find many leasing options available for these state-of-the-art units and plenty to choose from whether you have 5 or 5,000 employees. We offer businesses a one-stop shop for all cleaning, kitchen and bathroom needs. Check out our website at www.hilltopofficesupplies.com.au. Register your business to stay on top of the latest sales and receive member specials. We are baseball people here to support the baseball community.
Back in the bullpen, brought to you by Hilltop Office Supplies. Great chat with Numbers. Super inspirational.
It's great.
Showing that any bit of adversity you can, or even when things are looking kind of low, you can find your way out of it. Even if it takes a creative thing like getting a new leg. Yeah,
and it's important for kids to see that. You know, they're down in the dumps, and what you can do if you set your mind to things. It's a strong tool you've got between your ears, and you need to just knuckle down and get it done.
And maybe before the Scott Marshall Cup, we'll have to bring on somebody from Port Adelaide and North just to talk about what that's going to mean going up there. So, our condolences to the Marshall family. That was a big loss in the baseball community.
Too young. Far too young.
Yeah, you grew up playing with them, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Under 14s at Northern Districts. We were at the same club at the same time. And
he was pretty good.
Yeah, I've known Scotty for not as well as Darren has, but 35 years of knowing the guy, and way too young. Yeah, we'll do something on the Scott Marshall Cup or plate, whatever the name is for it, but a great thing in his honor. Quick little wrap up, some really cool things that happen around the community. One of the ones that got me smiling was Mini League, the new competition that started. Under 10s playing baseball. Look at these guys over at Adelaide. Thanks for sending in the pics. Around the state, the Mini League was going, and that's just another cool way for parents to get their way in there. People always say, like, hey, baseball's a great kid. Like, a lot of parents that haven't had kids play baseball before, better than cricket, right? You take the kids, everyone gets a turn at bat, everyone has some fun. You don't have to sit there for 6 hours while it's on. Full uniforms, everything. It's fantastic.
And then, so just a couple cool comments around there just about like why everyone is pumped up that baseball is back. And one of my favorite comments I saw was the team building, encouragement, personal best, grit, supporting each other, the pride, opportunity to learn and develop, and seeing fun being had. It was just a great sport to watch in general. I loved that comment. Other comments coming in like, I'm just happy my hamstrings are intact. Sorry, Darren. Can't say the same thing. Darren's hamstring on the off leg, but and seeing the imports and women's division 2 and 3 about to start. That's all very, very exciting to see. So lots of fun stuff and positive things happening around the community that gets us smiling. Yeah, I mean, we get a bit of feedback too from guys in regards to the juniors. We've only got so many hours in a day that we can get stuff organised for the show. So
we're more than happy for you guys to send stuff into us.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
And we'll talk about it, but we just don't have enough time to go out and investigate what's going on with the junior program with the time sets we have. So by all means, send your stuff in and we'll go through it for you and show stuff on the show. But we need the community to help us out in that sort of area.
Yeah, if there's a cool story in the junior community especially, send it through. We'll even send a photo as well. Like, I love seeing those ones of, like, kids that hit their first home run and their whole, like, we'll give the shout-outs out there to the people. So send them through. But, yeah, fascinating show, and maybe we'll have some overreactions next week.
Yeah, and we look forward to see how all the teams go this week, and the imports all starting to roll in now, and the competition just getting stronger and stronger, and it's going to be an interesting year to see who those top teams are with some of these. You know, the 7th to 10th teams now are more competitive than they were last year, so let's see how they roll.
This has been Hilltop Office Supplies version of In the Bullpen. Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse, the Super League. That's what they sponsor.
We're
that
on tonight.
Finally starts. It's not raining yet, at least. We're going to be playing some games.
We're here tonight.
Half-hour first pitch, so we're going to go. We're going to get ready to bring you the call of the Rays and the Seahawks.
We need to do our makeup.
We do. See you then.
See you guys.